Hello, I'm Julie. Thanks for joining me today for this video where I'm going to be making some vertical Dutch door pages to celebrate Earth Day. I went for an April showers theme for most of this month, and this wasn't a video, so I thought I would let you see these pages that I made using some Hubman and Chub Girl stickers, because I discovered that their stickers work perfect for Dutch doors because they are reversed on the sheet. So I could use these cute little characters and reverse them on the other side of the Dutch door. And even though I'm not that good at drawing, I had a go at drawing these raindrops and this puddle here, and I love how these clouds that I cut out of scrapbook paper turned out for this April showers page. And then this one, I decided to lean more into the April showers bring May flowers, even though it's not May yet. And I paired the stickers with a Happy Planet sticker book, Life is Sweet. Really, really pretty. So for the next two pages, I'd set aside doing an Earth Day spread. And as luck would have it, Amber Plans Today came out with this Spring and Summer Holidays sticker book recently, which has a whole section on Earth Day, with some decorative stickers that are already flipped, so you can use them for Dutch doors if you want to, and some boxes that match, and some quotes too, so that's perfect. I don't have a lot of Earth Day stickers in my stash, so I typically go with a more floral theme when I'm making a spread for Earth Day. Even if you don't want to do Dutch doors, you can use these stickers. And I quite like having flipped stickers, especially when it comes to characters, because then you can have them meeting each other in little scenes that you make. I want another earth one at the bottom. We have got this one or this one. We'll go with this one, but find something else to fit in here. How about this one? That was nice and quick, and if you saw my last video, I made a little bit of a mistake when I was making my Dutch doors, so I'm going to remember this time that I need to think not only about this side but this side and what's going to show when I cut the design away using my swivel craft knife. I have made Earth Day spreads in the past, I think a couple. See if that worked. Brilliant. And because of Amber's sticker book, there's no thinking required when you add the stickers to the other side. I am an affiliate for Amber, and you can get 10% off with my code Julie10. I do find when I'm cutting with my swivel craft knife in a video, it's a lot harder because I'm a little bit further away from the page than when I'm doing it on my own. I don't really know what I'm going to be doing with this page past this point, but let's get this easy part out of the way. I was thinking in this video I might talk a little bit about how things are done in the UK with regards to recycling, which may or may not be similar to most of you who are watching from the US. But I've been watching this guy called Kalani on Facebook and Instagram who loves to visit the UK and talks about his experiences here, and I find out all sorts of things that are very different from the UK and America, and it's very interesting. Obviously you pick up a lot of things from TV. I watch a lot of American television, but it's quite interesting the stereotypes that we have about Americans and Americans have about us. And I'm always interested to find out more about what it's like in another country. Even simple things like the fact that in America you have mailboxes, whereas we have letterboxes, and the postman has to actually post things to our front doors. I find fascinating. So this is where you could do with having thick rolls of washi to make this a little bit easier. But I couldn't find any to match the colours, so I'm having to layer up several of the thinner washies. I'd go with mainly the blue and the green for Earth Day, but there was a little bit of pink in the flowers, so I'm going to put this pink one in as well. These are all Planything washies, another shop I am an affiliate for. They are my go-to for washi tape. You get so much on the roll. I haven't run out of one yet, and I really love the simple patterns on them. So because I want to keep this nice and simple, what I'll probably do is do exactly the same on the other side here. The other thing I like to do is use scrapbook paper, because then you can cut it to any width and not have to spend quite so long as I'm having to do. Just check that that's enough. I probably would have got away with just a blue one there, but you can see a tiny bit of the scallop through. So I will add the washi to the other side and be right back when that's done. I really love how pretty those pastel colours are, and I thought I would make a little hill across the bottom to add some flowers, make it a little bit of a nature scene on this page. I'm not sure what I'm going to do on the other page. I'm not one to waste any paper, so I will use both halves, but I want to make sure that they match up. Now I've learned not to stick card too close to the centre, otherwise you have problems closing the page. So that should do. I might just taper that down a little bit more here. Like that. So one of the things I was thinking about today is it's been just over 10 years since we in the UK started charging for plastic carrier bags when you visit the supermarket. Now I know in a lot of American programs, and also I love Aussie soaps like Neighbours and Home and Away, and people would always carry brown paper bags in those shows, which I used to think at the time were a bit of a faff, and wondered why they didn't have bags with handles. But of course, looking back now, it seems crazy that we used to just do our weekly shopping and grab about 6 or 7 plastic carrier bags, fill them up with our shopping, and then the next time we'd go, we'd probably not remember to take the plastic carrier bags with us and pick up another 6 or 7. And that went on for years. It really does seem ludicrous now, because as soon as they brought in the charge for plastic bags, everyone was like, oh, I'm not paying for a carrier bag. And of course, what did everyone do? They started bringing their own bags with them to the shops, which we should have done years ago when you think about it. It was definitely an easy win. I never like that there's a little bit of a gap, because I don't go right to the edge, but I can colour that in with a felt pen and it won't show too much. For household recycling, I think they've just recently brought in a new system to make it easier for everybody to understand. That's universal, well, not universal, but throughout all of England, because depending on which part of England you live in, different councils have different systems for your rubbish. Like, some don't even collect the rubbish every week. We're very lucky where we live. We get everything collected weekly, and for quite some time now we've had one sack, that's your household rubbish, which is anything that can't be recycled. Then we have a brown bin for garden waste. So my parents have a gardener who comes most weeks, and as I live next door, he does both gardens. So when that gets filled up, we just put it out and everything gets taken away. I'll have to draw some stalks, I think, on these flowers, as only that one has one. I forgot that I normally ink up the paper slightly when I'm making a scene, but I don't think it matters. I'll have some rain on this one. Maybe save the sun for the next page. I've actually used most of the stickers, so I'm not quite sure what I'm going to be doing with the next page. I feel like I should have this little watering can here. There is an Earth Day sticker in this book, but I'm thinking about bringing in some alphabet stickers, because this is the week of Earth Day. I found some stickers in Planything's colourful alphabet sticker book. These ones here that are sort of cartoony and go with this whimsical vibe. And instead of putting Earth Day, I thought I would put Earth Week. Decided to put them straight across the top. So I'm using the ruler trick, although I couldn't find a ruler, so I'm using a stencil. This is a good way of making sure you get your letters on straight. Another tip is, if you are planning to use particular colours, like I wanted to go blue, pink, green, then do check you've got all the letters before you start. I really think those letters go so well with the designs of these stickers. Very happy with that. Of course, it really should be Earth Week every week, but just looking to see what line I had these on. I think I'll like this, and then I can add something in there. I like that with that font you get lots of extra vowels as well, so it makes the set last a little bit longer. I've got these little hearts in that alphabet sticker book, so I'm not sure where else I would use them. And as luck would have it, it does actually follow my colour combination, because there isn't a green one. But we've got green, blue, pink. I'm going to swap this flower for another one, just because I'm being really fussy, and that one has a face and none of the others do. And I need to draw a line for the stalk. I'm not quite sure what to do about the leaves. I can probably draw some and colour them in. Can't find a perfect match with my new acrylic markers from Artistro. I'm really glad that I did that swatch and labelled the pens, because I've been using them quite a bit and it's really helping me find the colours I need quickly. One, even though it's got a leaf there, it looks a little bit odd without a leaf, so I'll add one. And then I think I'll probably be adding mildliners to this page rather than boxes. There aren't any quotes, but I'm wondering about saving more of the quotes for the next page, and I think I will use boxes on this page instead of so much of the mildliners. So what I think I will do probably is draw boxes and add the decorative stickers to the boxes rather than have a sort of scene on here. I've penciled in some boxes, not 7 because I don't do a box for every day of the week. So I've tried to space them out a little bit and leave some spaces in between so I can add stickers to them. So what I thought was I'll add the stickers first and then I can go in afterwards with the frames, either with a black pen or a coloured pen. I'm not quite sure which yet. I know I want this There Is No Planet B sticker here at the top. The thing I always find a little bit tricky about drawing boxes or things in with pencil first is then going over them and then the pencil mark shows through. So I'm not sure if there's any way around that. I wanted this to go sort of in the corner of that box. Now this one is probably one of the larger stickers, so it could go there or here, but then it's a bit near to the earth there or there. I might have it on this side just so that we've got an earth over on this page to balance up with the earths on this side. It's all about balance for me. So as well as our black sack, which holds our household waste, we have a white sack. It used to be a white bag that had weights in it so that it didn't blow out into the street, but they replaced it with just sacks, which of course do blow out into the street and get in the way of cars. I want a quote over on this side to balance up that one. I've chosen this one. The earth is what we all have in common, as it's the same font. Put that down there. The sun really needs to go up somewhere high, so I'm thinking maybe on this corner. The white sack is for plastic, but it's always really tricky to know which sorts of plastic you can put in the white sack. And then we also have a blue bag which does have weights on it, and that's for paper recycling. I think we'll have this little light bulb here in this box. The blue bag is a little bit more straightforward. I don't know if this is sounding really complicated to you, but I'm sure you have something similar. And then finally we have a little grey caddy for the kitchen that we put any leftovers and food waste, and that can get tipped into the brown bin that goes out with the gardening waste. We do have recycling banks that you can take your recycling to if you want to. I don't tend to use those, but there are places for things like small electrical items and clothes, shoes. So if I have any of those, they have to get taken to those places. But generally we put our rubbish out. We call it rubbish. I think in America you call it trash. And we put our rubbish out on one day of the week, and it gets collected from outside our house. I don't know if this one is a little bit large, but I was thinking I could pair that with the recycling sign. Let's do it. And I've forgotten to rub out the pencil again. And I do want to have this worm, so I'm thinking, can I fit the two in? Hopefully, if I put this at the bottom, I can fit both of those in. Now, my pet peeve about recycling is that up until recently, you really didn't know for a lot of containers where they were supposed to go. I'm not sure about that there. I think I'll put it in the top corner instead, and then I have got the caterpillar that I want to put down the bottom. So I don't know why they couldn't invent some simple system where they had something like a smiley face or just a universally recognisable symbol that you could see very clearly on packaging to tell you whether something could be recycled or not. But usually you spend about 5 minutes looking at all the writing on the packet and you can't find out any information. It's only in the last couple of years where they've started taking plastic recycling in the supermarket that you can usually find don't recycle at home, recycle at the supermarket, in which case you take it along in a bag and put it in their recycling. I'm still not really liking this, so I'm going to take this off if I can. And maybe just have the recycle part. Let's put this little heart here. And because we haven't got any of this purple over on this side, I'm going to add the butterfly in the corner. And I'll probably put the date of the week down here, so I'll leave that space. And let's put this little raindrop here, like it's coming out of the cloud. Do I need something up here? I can just put this heart at the top. So it seems overly complicated recycling. I have a friend who tells me it's a bit of a waste of time because it all ends up in landfill anyway. And I try to do my best to sort things out, put them in the right bag, clean them. But I definitely think we could be making things a lot easier. So the question is now, do I want to do black lines on the boxes or colour lines? I feel like black would make the stickers pop a little bit more with the colour. So I'm going to go with that. And because I really need to be close to the page, then I'll draw the lines and be back when that's done. I'm so happy with how it looks with the black ink for the boxes rather than colour. So really pleased with that decision. I did toy with the idea of adding more colour to the boxes. If you find boxes are a little bit plain, it's very easy to add a little bit of washi to them. I also considered adding a drop shadow to all the boxes, but I think I'm going to leave that now because I do really like how it's looking. These stickers of Amber's are so super cute. I really love this style. I used mildliners on the other page. I'm kind of going off using mildliners all the time, which is why I wanted to use boxes on this page, because I have used mildliners or Mr. Pen pens a lot in my journal pages because I do like lines to write on. But I am thinking of changing it up a little bit more often from now on. But this page is still really cute. As I've got a butterfly left, I thought I would add it here. And I'm thinking about whether I should add the little caterpillar too, because he's so adorable, although I do have him on the other side. So let me know if you think I should add him to the page or not. It's rubbish day tomorrow, so I will remember to put out my recycling. And I'd really like to think that every little thing that we can do helps. Remember, you can shop spring and summer holidays with my code Julie10 to save 10%. And it does have Father's Day, Mother's Day and the 4th of July, as well as Planner Day stickers. So plenty still to use this year. And it really helps with making those Dutch door pages easy. If you want to see how I made some horizontal Dutch door pages using the same sticker book, then check out this video on screen here. And if you like fun planner challenges and using up your sticker stash, then the spring sticker hunt is still going on and you can do that anytime in April. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed it. Do like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you again in another video really soon.